Okay, people. So let's talk about the scapegoat player. Let's talk about the player that everyone in the world wants to see blaming. Let's talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold, as he is England's the most hated English player right now in the world. Do you know that if there was somebody watching in Brazil right now, he will be dying like, why are you letting this talent go without actually exposing and showing what he's capable of doing? We had players like Marcelo. He's still playing right now, but we no longer watch him that much. A player who was an artist with the ball on his feet. A player was like a quarterback. That's what people say. A quarterback with his feet. And he could do so much amazing things with the ball on his feet. And this is the funny part. I find this very, very weird. The fact how English supporters worship Kyle Walker for literally doing less than what Trent Alexander-Arnold do. If you think I'm lying, go check the stats. Who has done better in defense, Kyle Walker or Trent Alexander-Arnold last season? Just go check it out yourself and come back and tell me what you think. Because it's really weird how they see Kyle Walker as the messiah while Trent Alexander-Arnold, he cannot defend. I feel like this is one excuse that is now getting too much and it's getting irritating. The fact that we keep blaming this guy, we keep talking about this guy cannot defend, but he has been playing so well this season. We finished at 82 points last season and we were so good, and I don't think there were so many times we were complaining about Trent Alexander-Arnold's defense, but yet somehow whenever it comes to him to represent England, everyone opens their mouth. Every pundit, every Manchester United ex-player has something to say about him not defending. And come to this tournament, Gareth Southgate is like, okay, I'm going to make Trent Alexander-Arnold the midfielder. I'm not going to say anything. That's the manager. He knows what he's thinking. He knows what he has seen from the player. He wants to make him a midfielder, and everyone's saying that it doesn't work. I don't expect it. Everyone is saying so much craziness about this guy, why he cannot play in this midfield. And England crap out on the first game, and everyone's hands are all pointing on Trent Alexander-Arnold. They make it's so difficult to represent them in tournament English fans. They always have to say so much about players that you'll be like, I think this was uncalled for. And let me tell you something. The problem with England is not actually Trent Alexander-Arnold when you look at it, to be honest. The problem is the manager. The guy that you guys worship, the guy that you make him the god of football, the guy who has put you in every tournament. He is the problem. Let me explain why am I saying that. You say that you want Trent Alexander-Arnold to play in the midfield, to play as next to Declan Rice as the double pivot at 6, and you want him to distribute the balls. And on top of that, you put Saka. Okay, it makes sense. He's one runner you can set the ball to. You put Phil Foden, who's not even a winger. The guy wants to come in more than he wants to go out to get spaces and get the ball. Does that make sense? And on top of that, you put Harry Kane up top. I'm not saying that change England for Trent Alexander-Arnold. That would be crazy. I'm saying you can't tell me that you need a player who can distribute with the long balls, who can stretch teams, like what Toni Kroos is doing for Germany this entire time. You tell me that you want a player like that, and on top of that, you put players who are allergic to running. This guy, Harry Kane, might be scoring so many goals, but I've never seen a slow striker than Harry Kane in football history. Go check it. He is one of the slowest strikers, and he's one player who cannot run behind defenders. Any defender can keep up with Harry Kane, and you expect that guy to be the guy who's going to be distributed, the balls going over the defense to behind him, as he's going to be the runner. In what world does that even make sense? In what world has that ever even made sense? And you talk about, we're going to make you a double pivot with Declan Rice. Declan Rice has not played as a DM almost for an entire season. He has been playing as a number 8 for us now, and it's his new role. He's amazing at it. But he is no longer a DM. And now people are blaming like this. I had one Arsenal fan who actually came out in public and said that the reason why Declan Rice did not perform so well against Denmark is because he's doing three people job. Because Bellingham's running top, he's here to cover for Trent Alexander-Arnold. Dude was the one of the reasons why England should have been beaten more times than what were happening. His own job he could not do. How can he cover for another person? It doesn't make sense. It's really, really irritating what I'm hearing from the pundit. It's really, really irritating what I'm hearing from the people, that as worse as I've seen England be this tournament, as embarrassing as I've seen England be in this tournament, the fact that you all can come out of the game and be like, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold. That must be the most pathetic thing I've ever heard in football history. From the punditries to everyone, somehow has somebody somewhere has something to say about Trent Alexander-Arnold. And it's really, really irritating the fact that this continually happens. If you don't want him in the team, go become the England manager and get the player out. You can't be like as Gary Neville, the pundit. Get Trent Alexander-Arnold. The dude cannot run. Roy Keane, what is that? It's really, really irritating, people. Why do you have to make a scapegoat out of a player who left in the pitch 54 minutes in the game, and yet he left was the most player who had created more chances leading to goal, but your strikers could not take it? The most player has created that, and on top of that, you say, "Oh, Kai Walker is the best." What is he doing at right back? Because you are talking about the other side, the left side not working because Kieran Trippier is not a right back. He's not a left back. So then you have somebody who can create on the right side. If Kai Walker is playing in this right position, why is he not creating? Why do you have to rely on a midfielder who you think he should not be? And a guy who's playing on the midfielder for the first time, and you think it's not supposed to be at that point. Why does you all have to rely on it and try to make him the main story, the top story of the thing? We were talking about Saka being represented as a face of criticism, as a face of failure a few weeks ago, and everyone were media daily shouting, blaming the media, but yet everyone on social media, everyone everywhere, they are scapegoating, they are throwing fires and making it difficult for a young player to try to play football. The kid is only 25, yet he feels like he owns the whole entire Britain. It's unfair. It's really, really unfair, the fact that you guys, you can come out with your big stomach and your big belly like this and be like, it's Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's not supposed to be playing there. What is that? It's going out of hand, people. It's going out of hand. If you don't want him to play, go become the England manager. If you feel like he should be playing at his best position, then go become the English manager, because he's the one who's making them decisions. The fact that you guys can go home and sleep at night after criticizing a young man to that level and expect him to perform for you, it's uncalled for. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in football history. It's something that will never change. There are people who are making, get him out, get him out. Like, what has the kid done to you? What has he done to you, really? Is it the reason who chose to be at that point? I have to respect Mark Goldbridge, who came out and said that I really feel sorry for Trent Alexander-Arnold because the manager has put him out there to dry. The men who are supposed to be protecting him, and the whole entire England media is coming to eat him up. It's unbelievable. I can't believe. Somehow Trent Alexander-Arnold is the reason why Phil Foden did not perform. He's the reason why Harry Kane did not perform. He's the reason why Bukayo Saka did not perform. He is the reason why Pickford was just shooting long balls up top. He is the reason why Matt Gay had to cover, played so many. He is the reason why Kyle Walker is running around and not doing so well. He is the reason why Kieran Trippier is not doing well at the number 3 position. He is the reason why Jude Bellingham is running like headless chicken. Everything, somehow you have managed to make it centered around Trent Alexander-Arnold, and I have to say, it has to come to a stop. You should be ashamed of yourself. As a person, as a human being, you need to look at yourself in the mirror and you say, if my own child was criticized the way you criticize Trent Alexander-Arnold, Not even for England to make it worse. Even when he plays for his own club, when the supporters of the club are okay with him, you always have to come up with some titles to make him look like the bad guy. Yet everyone who can come out and say that he is one of the best, at some point some people even say the best right back they've ever seen in England, and the fact that he is English, it's unbelievable, because the entire media, because he plays for Liverpool, because it's scouts, you are gonna make it your mission to destroy him. Because he wears a black skin, you will make it your mission to destroy him. It's uncalled for. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and ask that, if I could criticize my own child to a point that I've criticized this young kid for his entire career in football, how would I feel as a person? If you can answer that question, then we can come back and talk. But like I'm saying, England have been terrible. And I have to say, it's all about the system. It's not about Jude Bellingham. It's not about Kyle Walker. It's not about Trent Alexander-Arnold. It's not about Declan Rice. It's not about Harry Kane. It's about the system. The manager wants the defense to do a different job than what the midfielder are going to do, and expect the midfielder to do a different job than what the strikers are expecting, and the strikers to do a different job, because these are two different players who are all suited for a different type of play. If you're a midfielder, if a striker expect to be given the ball and run with the ball, and you expect the midfielder to be crossing the ball and giving the ball, as well as expect the defense to be just hitting long balls, and expect somehow a miracle to come out of there, then you are delusion. And the fact that you come out and you all put it on one player, nah, that has to stop. So thank you very much for watching. I had to come very, very angry, because you need to stop to look at one player and try to make him the cause of the whole entire crisis in the tournament that England are participating in. It has to stop. It needs to stop. I'm out. Click the like button, subscribe to the Connect. Let me know what you think on the video.